Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Eric Gros-DuBois. This is EPGD Attorneys at Law PA, taking videos in Washington, D.C. out of our D.C. office. We moved our franchise department up here, and today I want to do a quick video to talk about what is business law. So when I meet people in an elevator and they say, Eric, what do you do? And I say, oh, I'm a business lawyer. And they say, well, what is that? And I said, well, imagine a small to medium-sized business, and imagine the typical legal needs that they'll have on a day-to-day basis. Not all their needs, but their typical needs. And I say that because if you made a list of all the different practice areas that lawyers can specialize in, it's over 100 easily. And so it's just like going to the doctor, right? You go to your general practitioner, and then the general practitioner will tell you if you need to go see a specialist. So the business lawyer is kind of the general practitioner. The business lawyer is the one you go to, and he or she can handle 80% of your daily needs, and then that extra 20%, they'll put you in touch with a specialist. So what are some of the basic needs that a business would have? So even at the startup phase, they might have questions about, should we do an LLC or a corporation? And then once we pick between LLC or corporation, we have questions about taxes. And then should we have an agreement between the owners? For an LLC, it's called an operating agreement. For a corporation, it's called a shareholders agreement. And later on, we're going to hire some employees. Should we make them sign employment contracts? And more importantly, what do we need to know under the law of where we are, whether we're in New York or Maryland or DC or Florida or California or Texas? Those employees, what laws do we need to follow? And there's the federal laws, like the Fair Labor Standards Act and the Family Medical Leave Act and the American Disabilities Act, or there's the local laws, right? Like, what do I need to know in Miami-Dade County or in Washington, D.C.? And so then once I've kind of learned a little more, should I make those employees sign non-compete agreements? Should I have an employment handbook? And I got a couple people that I think are independent contractors, but I'm not sure. Can you teach me the difference between an independent contractor and an employee? And then more importantly, can I make those independent contractors sign agreements? So then I'm going to be moving into either an office or a warehouse or whatever, and I'm going to get a lease from a landlord. Can you help me review that lease? And can you help me negotiate that lease? And then later on, I'm going to have questions about maybe doing my trademarks. And you know what? I really think that I should have a contract in place with me and my clients, right? In my law firm, we call that our firm engagement letter. It's really just a contract between EPGD Attorneys at Law PA and our clients who are going to be hiring us. So later on, eventually, my clients might come back to me and say, you know, we've had trouble. I'm in a fight with my partner. I'm in a fight with my client. I'm in a fight with my employee. I'm in a fight with my independent contractor. I'm in a fight with my landlord. I'm in a fight with my joint venture person. And so hopefully we've been the lawyers who prepared all those agreements, put it in writing, clear, enforceable, with attorney's fee provisions that are in my client's best interests. And then when there's a fight, we can hand it off. And so a lot of times we are handing off to the specialists. Now, as I've grown the law firm, we do have specialists in most of those areas. We have a tax lawyer, we have an estate planning lawyer, we have an intellectual property lawyer, we have an employment lawyer, we have a franchising lawyer, we have a bunch of litigators specializing in commercial litigation. So me, as the head of the firm and as the business lawyer, I'm taking those calls, I'm building those relationships, and I want to be the first number they call, the number one on the speed dial, so that I can work with the business owners to help answer their questions. I never charge for phone calls, I never charge for meetings, and what I want you to do is feel confident that I can call you and say, no, listen, that sounds fine, no problem. Or, this sounds serious, let's make a meeting, let's invite some of the specialists. Or, and I'll be honest about it, I don't specialize in this area of law, but I know people that do. One of the biggest values that I bring to my clients is I have a very deep network of very trusted attorneys who I would trust to work on my own cases, and so I trust them to work on yours. So coming at you from EPGD Law, this time in Washington, D.C., but most of the time in Miami, Florida. Everything you ever wanted to know about business law, thank you.